I'm a big fan of anime. If that wasn't obvious. And in my time of watching anime over the last 2 decades, let's say, I have watched a lot of animes. And in that time, I have probably said, this is probably one of my top 10 favourite animes of all time, more than 10 times. So I thought it'd be fun to sit down and go, okay, what actually are my top 10 favourite animes? And you may be asking a question of, wait, if this is a top 10 favourite anime video, why did it say my favourite 16 animes? And the answer to that is simple. I'm weird. I could have done a top 10, but it doesn't fit into a nice grid. See, there's like, you can do like a 9 and then there's like one extra square. You can always do the bowling thing pyramid and like that kind of works, but that would imply that the one at the top is better than the ones at the bottom. And that's not really the case. These are all my favourite 16. They're all kind of equally matched in a situation. And I could have done a 3x3 kind of grid, but that's a prime number and I just don't like prime numbers. Plus it's an odd number. I don't like prime and odd numbers. So, next one up from there is 4x4, which is 16. So here are my top 16 favourite animes of my personal preference. This is a one-day project. I have 1 day to make the video, and under this timescale, I've got 9 hours to make the video. I've got 3 hours to write it, 1 hour to record it, and 5 hours to edit it. Let's see if I can do it in time. If not, I have to do a punishment. I don't know what that punishment is yet. Here it is, if I don't do this in time. I might still, I don't know. This is a new series I'm trying out and I'm still working out the kinks. There's an idea. If this video is unfinished, leave a comment telling me what my punishment should be. That's a fun thing. You guys can decide. Maybe I'll look at a tally thing or like a voting or, I don't know. It can't be anything that will physically aggressively harm myself. I'm willing to put myself in mild harm's way, like, I don't know, do 100 press-ups or something. But that's gonna hurt like hell, but it's not gonna be like, I don't know, dive headfirst into a knife, because I might have a brain, but even I know that's dumb. But yeah, well, I don't know. If I can't finish the video in time, I have to drink an entire carton of banana milk. And I absolutely despise banana milk. It is the most vile thing that has ever been created. I would rather drink any other fluid than banana milk, because how do people like this? Anyway, let's talk about my favourite 16 animes all the time, shall we? So, let's get the obvious one out of the way, shall we? What is one of my favourite animes of all time? What is one of my 16 favourite animes? What could it be? What series could it possibly be? Favourite animes of all time, what would make it into that? I'm being facetious. It's Beastars. It's obviously Beastars, yes. One of my favourite animes of all time, surprising no one, is Beastars. If you want to find out why I love this series so much, go watch any of the literally dozens of videos I have on the channel on the subject. Favourite anime number 2, Horimiya. And yes, I will confess right now, I am a total simp for slice of life romance animes. To the point that 5 of the 16 on this list are slice of life romance animes, because I just love the series. I don't know. I just like the series. And also, confession number 2, Confession of the Weeb. Let's call this. Confession number 2, Confession of the Weebs. Or, I don't know. The reason I have this hairstyle? Horimiya. I literally watched the series and went, you know what? That is a cute hairstyle. I want it. And so I grew my hair out again and yeah, I got the Miyamura. So my hair's actually getting longer than Miyamura's now, and I don't know what to do about that. Might grow it out, might cut it, I don't know. But yeah, second favourite anime of all time, Horimiya. And one of the main reasons I love Horimiya so much, beyond the fact that it's just a amazing, real, like, organic feeling series that actually feels like an actual slice of life and not like, we wrote a story that's been hammed up to an extent. But yeah, it feels like an actual, real slice of life that isn't like slice of life, and also aliens, and slice of life, and sci-fi, and slice of life, and other worlds. It feels like a genuine slice of life. However, in Horimiya, there is one scene in the series that absolutely skyrocketed it into like my favourites of all time, which is a scene that doesn't need to exist. And that may sound super contradictory to the subject, but the reason I love Horimiya so much is there is literally a scene in the series which could have been completely left out, but only exists to humanise the characters more and in no way actually forwards the progression of the story. And it's such a small moment, but I have not seen any other series ever do something like this that just has an entire scene of like, here's stuff you want to learn about the characters that never ever comes back up and doesn't affect the story. It's not lazy writing. They didn't go, here's a scene that, oh right, yeah, we meant to include that in the story, but we forgot to. It's like, here's a story about the characters. That's all. It's not going to come back up in later episodes. It's not going to be the crucial thing that helps save the day. No, here's a scene. But if I had gone with the pyramid-looking top 16, or top 10 rather, Horimiya probably would have been sitting upon this throne. It's probably my favourite anime, I would say. It probably would be sitting upon the throne for now. Favourite anime number 3, Toradora. Because once again, I'm a simp for slice of life romance anime. That's all there is to it. I just love the series. It's a good series. I like it. If you were expecting like a deep philosophical explanation, like the reason I like this series is if you really think about the narrative, but no, it's just a good story. I just like it. It's slice of life. It's a good story because it feels like an actual, genuine story where it's not just the characters end up together because of the main characters. You feel throughout the series the progression of their strangers to acquaintances to mutual associates with a shared interest to friends to feelings to lovers. You feel that genuine progression where the relationship feels real. I love it. And while I am a simp for slice of life romance animes, if I had to pick a second thing to simp over, it wouldn't be half-naked high school boys, but it'd be animes that motivate you to be better. Which is why number 4 is free. Number 4 is free. I didn't think about that. Number 4 is free. Because every time I watch this series, not only does it feel like a real... That is my genre of anime, actually. It's feeling real, like this is a genuine story that isn't just, we just wrote a story for a series. It's, no, here is an actual story with actual world building that feels real, as opposed to, here's a story. Does this thing ever get explained? No, we're not going to explain that. It doesn't make any sense, but we're just going to have it in the story because we want it in the story. This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, who cares? It's a story. I love stories that feel real. And also the fact that, in another video I talk about, the character of Haru and the kind of person he is and the representation that he has. And while we're talking about the blue of the water, number 5, Blue Period. I can't really put into words why this series hits me so hard or affects me on such a level. And trust me, I have tried. I have a folder of about 7 scripts trying to put Blue Periods into words. However, I cannot, because Blue Period is something that exists beyond words. And that sounds arrogant, that sounds obnoxious, that sounds egotistical and pretentious. But yes, honestly, I think trying to put Blue Period into words will always fail. And I spent about 40 minutes of my time writing the next paragraph. I'm just going to read it because I am very specific about this wording because I think this is the most crucial wording for the explanation of Blue Period. To try and explain why Blue Period will always be one of my favourite animes of all time is so hard, because to try and explain it is to try and objectively present a literal manifestation of the spark of creation. Not an abstract concept visible in someone's creation, but a tangible and observable manifestation of the very essence of the primordial construct of such an idea as a physical construct. And that sounds obnoxious and arrogant. I'm not going to deny that. That is very pretentious to say that. But yes, to someone that is creative, to someone who makes something they are passionate about, someone that has a love of the arts, such as myself, seeing Blue Period and seeing Yaguchi go after his dream and like fall in love with painting the way I feel about creating videos, there is no words that could ever convey that to someone who hasn't felt it. The only way to explain this series is, if you understand Blue Period, you understand because you understand. It is beyond words. It is a series where the only way to convey that you understand it is that look of understanding between two guys, or two people rather, that look between two people where, yeah, okay, cool, we understand. Yeah, cool. We know exactly what we're talking about. No word can be conveyed to try and convey it, but that single look between two people of, yeah, okay, cool. Favourite anime number 6, Assassination Classroom. And this was just a weird series and such an amazing read. And yeah, I got the whole manga set here. Lovely manga. Am I still in shot, I wonder? Maybe I should go this way. I've got the whole manga set, lovely here. Also, what way do you arrange your manga? I go this way, but other people do it the other way. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I go this way. That's a question I want to find out the answer to actually. Which way do you organise your manga? Because I go left to right, but some people go right to left. That's not the point of this video though. Assassination Classroom. Yeah, this is a weird series that was so bizarre, but also so enjoyable and just not unique, but also so unique. It's so hard to explain. And man, volume 19 or whatever episode that was in the anime, man, it's such an enjoyable experience if you classify blubbering like a baby over the story enjoyable. But man, what a story it was. Favourite anime number 7. 7, yes, that's correct. I always have to double check. Favourite anime number 7 is Terror in Resonance. And Terror in Resonance is such a weird series to say I enjoyed, because Terror in Resonance is not an enjoyable series. It is an amazing series, but it's not enjoyable. So to say I enjoyed it is a weird thing to say. It's like saying Schindler's List is an enjoyable movie. No, Schindler's List is not an enjoyable movie. However, walking away from it, you have had an experience. And it's an amazing experience, but it is not an enjoyable experience. I think the reason I enjoyed or found Terror in Resonance so fascinating and so captivating and so memorable that I am willing to say it's one of my favourite animes is the fact that the story is absurd and dark and horrifying, but also it's a story that I'm not the most optimistic or pessimistic person, but I can look at this story and go, I could believe this is a true story. I can look at that and go, yeah, I could realistically actually see the government doing that. I mean, it's messed up and, you know, inhumane, and if anyone ever found out, though, the court cases and legal problems, but at the same time, that is in the realm of reality that I would see the government actually doing. And I think that's why it's so fascinating. Because while the story is extreme, it's within the realm of... It's extreme, but it's extreme believable. It is a messed up thing, but it's believably messed up. And if this story were to be written on Reddit or something and told as if it was a found document, leaked government expose story that is non-fiction and completely real, and they are trying to get the word out as like an investigative journalist, if people were told that this was a true story, I believe a large section of people who have been told it would go, yeah, sounds realistic enough. I mean, it's Reddit, so you'd be like, yeah, it was Reddit, never mind, it's not real. But that's not the point. If you were to tell someone this is a real story, if you would present it as a presentation at like a lecture hall or something, as a true story or something, or a government cover-up, or conspiracies aside, all that, blah, blah, blah. If you were to present this as a lecture, as a non-fiction piece of work that you are telling people actually happened, it's believable enough to be like, yeah, okay, and not too extreme. You go, nah, that's not true. It's just real enough to be real without being exaggerative. And that's scary, because Terror in Resonance is a dark, dark series. But it's also believable enough to be real. And I don't know how I feel about that. Favourite anime number 8. I'm sure some of you have seen my awesome tattoo, and do I have it up here? No, I don't. But Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, fight me! I love Full Metal Alchemist. Because, is it a good series? Yes. Is it a good story? Yes. Is it good animation? Yes. Is it amazing voice acting? Yes. Is it amazing art style? Yes. But there is one reason above that I still love the series so much, which is the concept of equivalent exchange. The idea that you will only ever get out as much as you put in. And I get the irony of saying that statement because in the real world that isn't exactly true, and also in the confines of the anime, the whole story is about finding the Philosopher's Stone, which lets you, override the exchange process and turn nothing into something. But yes, I love the concept of equivalent exchange because whenever you're working on something that you are truly passionate about, something that you have an actual solid heart for, that is not a saying, but solid passion of something. When you work on a project that you have so much passion for, that you are deeply caring and passionate about, whatever the final result is will only ever be as good as the work you put in. And that's true of many things in life. Yes, there are people who will always take more than they give, or will use shortcuts, or lie, cheat, or steal from others in various ways, whether it be through platforms like YouTube and promising stuff, or claiming stuff, or saying things, or into the real world where dishonesty is a common thing among the powerful because that's how they got there. Point here. You get out as much as you put. When you are honest and real, and I'm not someone that believes in karma, but who knows? Maybe there is an afterlife, and maybe you will be judged for your actions on this world. Who knows? Whatever. No, that is not the discussion of today. We are not bringing religion into this. Point being, you get out as much as you put in, and whatever you do, you will only ever be as good as the work you put in. If you want a six-pack, you have to put the work in. If you want your art to be amazing, you need to put the work in to get that art that good. If you want your videos to be amazing, you need to put the work in to make that editing. If you want anything to be the best it can be that you are capable of, you need to put the work in. And that is the truth. And that is why I got this thing on my arm. I forgot what it was called. This tattoo on my arm. How do I think of the word for tattoo? This is why I got this tattoo, because I believe in that principle. Every day when I wake up, I can look and go, yes, if I want something, if I want to be a content creator, if I want to be ripped, if I want to be successful, if I want to be an artist, if I want anything in this world, I need to put the work in to get it. And I will only ever get out as much as I put in. And that's true of everything in life. And this is going on a preach right now, and this must be a fun video, but yes, every single thing in life, if you have a genuine passion and love for something, that you are not going to shortcut. If you're just doing it for, I want fame, money, and whatever, or if you're just doing this because you want something profitable or monetizable or vain out of something, then yes, put as little work as you want in, and it probably won't pay off. You have to put the work in, even if it is a vain project you're working on. But if you want something in life, you have to put the work in. This got a lot more philosophical and deep than I meant it to, so let's just move on to the next one, which is favourite anime number 9, Steins Gate! I love sci-fi, I love time travel, I love maths, I love space, I love philosophy. So a series like Steins Gate, up the spine, Steins Gate is just, well, there's a reason it's always in everyone's top 10. It's the reason it's in top 10 of Mao. There's a reason everyone says it's such a good story. And it is. It's got an amazing story. It is so perfectly wrapped up in every way that when you get to the end, you're like, there are no loose threads in this story. Like, yeah, this is a perfectly wrapped up time travel movie series that just perfectly does everything. Like, yeah, everything is tied up and it's amazing. But also, it's got my boy J. Michael Tatum in it, and I'm a bit of a simp for him too, because he has an amazing voice. If you've ever watched any series with a straight man wearing glasses with blue hair, who's always serious, that's probably J. Michael Tatum. He also voices Ray in Free, so, you know, yeah. There's a... I'm such a big fan of Jay, because there is a panel video on YouTube that I'll link somewhere about just him talking about his experience growing up in the early days of voice acting, or rather in the 90s of early days of him being a voice actor, where he had to just go watch it. Like, it's such a good video, and like he talks about his personal experience with being a gay voice actor in the field, and it's such a good video. Go watch it. Let's not get all dark. Favourite anime number 10 is Clannad. Slice of life romance. Also, Dango. Yeah. Favorite anime number 11, new game. I just think this series is cool because I love game design, I love gaming, I love seeing things come together, and I love the realism of this slice of life. Not so much to an extent. If you want to read it as a romance, there is that interpretation. But I just love this slice of life series that shows you the realism of creating a game. Like, realistically, probably be a team that small. Maybe, I don't know, actually. Maybe. But it's the reality of showing the game, being like, cool, here's the process we go into making a game. Here's all the hard steps. Here's all the boring little lines of code. Here's all the exploits we have to fix. Here's all the bugs we need to fix. Here's all the glitches we need to fix. Here's all these things that we're like, the game's ready to ship, and here's all these problems right here that we need to fix in the week before it ships because beta testers have managed to find exploits in the game. It's just a really good series. Favorite anime number 12, Delicious in Dungeon. And this series is an overthinker's wet dream. I love this series so much because it brings into question so many things in the world that you're just like, yeah, that makes complete sense. It's a series that you're watching and you go, I have never thought about this thing in my life, but logically that makes sense. And this is kind of a new anime. It's kind of the anime of it's within the anime of the season kind of bubble that people are talking about. But just in case you have missed it, I do actually want to quickly rep it because this series is so good and I love it so much and I want to make videos on it, but I'm not quite sure what I want to make videos on it yet. So let's quickly wrap it. Adventurers get stuck in a dungeon with no gold and no supplies, and they need to get to a certain floor in a certain time before something bad happens, and they don't have the time to earn gold to be able to afford food to be able to survive the dungeon going down that floor. So what do? They eat the monsters in the dungeon, and there are so many episodes I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, there's one episode where a bunch of ghosts show up and they have holy water, and they're like, well, can I go with the ghost? They spin the holy water around on a chain and swing it through the ghosts, but ghosts are cold creatures. So as they swing through, they make haunted exorcism sorbet. And that's so dumb and so silly, and I love it. Because, like, yeah, you know what? That makes complete sense. I mean, it doesn't, but it does. And this series is, please go watch it. It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, it's free to watch on Netflix. Well, not free to. It's on Netflix if you have Netflix. The first season's just finished, and there's a lot more to come in the future. And fun fact, the main character. Do I want to actually announce this? I don't know. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm sorry if you can't unhear this once you've heard it, but the main character, Laios, is voiced by Damien Hoss, who was a big part of Smosh and then became was a big part of Smosh, is a streamer and also a voice actor. But it's so weird to hear him in an actual, like, he's been in voice acting for years, but to actually hear him as more than just I don't want to sound mean saying this, Damien. I know you're not watching it, it sounds really mean, but to hear him as not an extra in something and as a main character that somehow I didn't figure out until I watched the video. I was like, yeah, I voiced Laios. I was like, oh my god, yes he does. And I watched the series and I was like, I can't see Laios anymore. All I'm seeing is Damien cosplaying as a knight, and yeah. Also, Pro ZD, I think he's called, the shorts guy, Asian, not short, the shorts video guy on YouTube who never does any thumbnails. He voices Senji in it, which is another great character. And I think a lot of the characters in Delicious in Dungeon are actually like social media personalities and like Twitchers and is it Twitchers, streamers? I don't know what to call you guys. Twitch streamers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, TikTokers. I think a lot of the cast is made up of actual social personalities, and I think that's awesome as the worlds are starting to meld a lot more now, because this is a serious series on Netflix, not just like here's a fun little project that we had some YouTuber voices in. Anyway, we should go on to the next subject. Please check out Delicious Dungeon, it's awesome, and also check out Damien's Twitch stream because he's pretty damn good. Favorite anime number 13, Monster. And I think it's ironic that it's 13 because 13 is such a taboo number, and Monster is kind of I didn't even intend that. Monster. Like Blue Period, Monster is a hard series to explain, and if you want to understand why that is, go check out my video on anime drinks. But Monster is a let me finish it. Before you get your pitchforks and fires and torches and come to burn my building down, let me finish the sentence, okay? Monster is a really boring series that, until you complete it, is boring. However, upon completing the series and looking back on it, you realise just how amazing of a series it is. It is slow as hell, but it is intended to be, and the fact that Monster is such a slow series that takes its very fine time to tell the story that it does, as a whole, when you look back, you realise, wow, this anime was an experience. It's kind of like climbing a mountain, where as you're climbing the mountain, you don't really see how far you've got, just keep going up and up and up, and you don't really feel like you're necessarily making a massive journey, you're slowly climbing, it's exhausting, you just want to stop, and you're so tired, but then you get to the top of the peak. This metaphor's kind of gone astray. But you get to the top of the mountain, and you look down at the ground, and you realise, wow, I was down there, and now I'm up here, and I'm so proud of how far I've come. This isn't the best metaphor, but yes, Monster is a series that doesn't feel like a good series until you finish it, or until you look back on it and realise just, oh wow, yeah, this was an amazing series. Also, slice of life. So, yeah. Favourite anime number 14, Lucky Star. Yeah. I spent 50 quid on this. This was a dumb purchase, but you know, this is the only box set of Lucky Star I've ever seen in my life. So you know, I spent money, I spent 50 quid on this box set. And I love it, it's awesome. Let me actually show you. Yeah, Lucky Star. This was right during my kind of expedition into anime when I was younger. It was right during my teenage years where I was finding the world of anime for the first real time. And it was right at the beginning where I was like, oh, here's a series about someone who loves anime, talking about anime, and is a big fan of anime. I love this series. It wasn't cringy at all. You know, not like I was calling myself an actual otaku in public and announcing myself as an otaku back then. Yeah, I was a weeb, I know. And speaking of cringiness, let's talk about number 15. Love Delusions and Love Chunibyo and Other Delusions. Messed that up. Love Chunibyo and Other Delusions is number 15 because this series is weird as hell, but as a neurodivergent person, this is what I see in my brain sometimes. When I'm at the gym and I'm running on a treadmill, I'm like, yeah, I'm running for a battlefield or something. Is it cringy? Yeah, probably. But the motivation, you got that music pumping in, you're on the treadmill, and it's going during well because you're going to be running for another 40 minutes. You're like, I can't focus on the running timer because I'm going to want to quit like halfway through, so I'm going to zone out and be like, yeah, I'm running through an alien world or something. Anyone else do that? Just me? No? Okay, just me. But yes, this series, as a creative person, as a child, like, yes, I remember doing this. I remember being this cringy as a child. I remember being this cringy as a teenager. I remember being this cringy as an adult. But the creativity and the world of imagination that you're told you have to give up, no, you don't. Just let your imagination go wild. Allow yourself to be creative. You don't need to be a boring adult. And you can be just as creative as you were as a child, as an adult. And this series points out. And it's a slice of life romance, so what more can I ask for? And finally, number 16 of my top 16 favourite animes of all time. My personal 16 favourite animes of all time. I'm not going to say the top best, because you know, I probably would change this list sometimes. I kind of put Code Geass on here actually now. Yeah, you know, it's a good anime, but it's not one of my favourites. So yeah, number 16 of the list of my favourite animes personally is Rent-A-Girlfriend. Now, put your torches down. Put your pitchforks down. I know you got them from earlier, but put them down. Put them down. Let me explain. Let me explain. Put the pitchfork down. Rent-A-Girlfriend is a terrible series that gets amazing. Rent-A-Girlfriend is a really cringy, bad series when it begins. However, much like Kazuya, as the series goes on, Rent-A-Girlfriend morphs into this just amazing story that you can't help but fight and cheer for, where you want to see him succeed. You want to see everything work out. You want to see Mami just... Not Mami? M-A-N... M-M-M-I? Mami? Yeah, Mami. I want to say mummy, and I'm like, no, don't say mummy on YouTube because that will attract the wrong audience. Mummy, you just want to see her get her comeuppance and. What was my point here? I love this series because when I first started watching, I was like, yeah, I'll put on the background, it's whatever, yeah. Oh, this series is so cringy and so dumb. Oh. Huh. Go on, man! Yeah! Yeah! Oh, I'm really invested in this series now. Oh, okay. How did that happen? This series, I'm making a video on it anyway, but I'll give you this little nugget from that thing, which is Rent-A-Girlfriend is manure. Rent-A-Girlfriend is not crap, it is not shit, it is manure. Which, when it starts out, you're looking and go, oh, it's just shit. Yeah. But no, manure takes time to grow flowers. And from that manure pile, Rent-A-Girlfriend is helping a crop grow. The flowers are sprouting. And there is a beautiful garden of an amazing series. It's a really weird metaphor. The manure takes time to let the seeds grow, and when you first look at it, all you see is, it's trash and rubbish and shit. But no, when you come back to it a year later, and you look at it, you're like, wow, the flowers have bloomed, they look amazing, the manure has helped them to grow, and this garden looks beautiful now. And that's what Rent-A-Girlfriend is. And even though I know Kazuya and Chizuru will never actually get together until like the final chapters of the story, because as soon as they do end up as a couple, it marks the beginning of the end of the series, I can't help but cheer for them. I can't help but be like, maybe this will be the episode where, no. Maybe this will be the episode where, no. Maybe this will be the episode where, And I know it's not going to happen, but goddamn, I don't actually know who wrote Rent-A-Girlfriend, but whoever wrote Rent-A-Girlfriend has an amazing ability to just get that hook and come on, just bite the hook, not really, not really. What am I doing? That is my top 60 favorite animes so far. This may change a couple of years. I mean, I've just got like Maid Summer up here, as well as Digimon and Silent Voice. But I want to do a Maid Summer I love, but not enough to put in the top 60 and everything. If I had a top 20, which would be a 5, no, that'd be 25. 5 by 5? Maybe I'll do a top 25 sometime. But that's just, my top favorite 150 animes. But I also want to do a top anime, well, not top, my personal favorite anime movies, and that's why I didn't put Silent Voice, because Silent Voice is going to be on my favorite anime series. But also, I've also got I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, which is one of my favorite anime movies, and I want to make a video on that as well. So that'll get its own list, and maybe we'll be a top 10, maybe we'll be a bowling alley one, like which one's my favorite one, which one's my least favorite. I don't know. Anyway, I have been recording for 40 minutes, so I've got 20 minutes left to do this video, and then I've got to edit it. But I don't think I'm going to take another 20 minutes. So, oh yeah, this script took 2 hours and 17 minutes to write. So that left me with 43 minutes left afterwards. So I managed to meet my quota. And now, can I edit this in 5 hours? If not, it's up to you guys to decide the punishment. I'll put a notice here saying, did I edit it in time? And let's do a subscribe check-in. As of making this video, we have this many subscribers on the channel. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. There's a ton of junk on my floor that I kind of knocked it away, so I can actually step over there. I'm just gonna, I missed the bar off my table. This is not going well.